from London. After its debut in the capital last year, the men's self-survival of the Fittest series is back, with more obstacles and more people willing to take on this 10,000 metre assault course in this iconic location. There'll be plenty of panting here in Battersea today, and we ain't just talking about the Dogs Home. We'll be finding out that mud isn't something you only find in the country. There's 10 kilometres of unusual obstacles to crawl through, splash through, and jump over. There's some heavy lifting to be done. So today our Londoners are going to be swapping their handbags and man bags for sandbags. Here you go, pal. Nice and heavy, that one. And before they get to take on some well-earned refreshments, there's one very big wall to climb. But at least before the post-race party starts, we'll ease those aching muscles with an ice bath. So let's join your race commentator Rob Walker to look at the trials and occasional treats that lie ahead.
Well, treats is exactly the word, Dean Macy. This iconic venue, an amazing location. Normally, of course, this is off limits to the public, but very much the opposite here today. It'll be cold, it'll be wet, and it promises to be a lot of fun. 20 obstacles to be encountered. The majority of the course is contained within the power station complex, but there is a foray into Battersea Park towards the running track, and they will have to do a lap before snaking their way back into the power station complex. And by this stage, with the range and difficulty of the obstacles, the feet will be wet and the stamina will be tested. It's a brilliant all-round workout, this course. Very much a 10K with a difference.
This is the last in a series of events that's come to the capital via Manchester, Cardiff, Edinburgh and Nottingham. And thousands have turned up to try to prove that southern doesn't necessarily mean soft. So let's meet a few. So guys, first survival of the fittest, and you decide to do it in these costumes. Any particular reason why?
No, I think it was just, we looked at what the event was all about, and it's all about having a bit of fun. So we just dressed up and had an enjoyable day, and also put us through that added pain of being sweating. So it's going to be fun, or not as the case may be.
Some brave costumes and some good warm-ups as well.
Plan on being in the top 100, hopefully.
So quite high expectation.
Yes, big time, big time.
You do realise there's 12,000 people here taking part.
I'll be in the bottom 100.
More realistic expectations for some. A cast of thousands assembled here for what should be a superb day.
Have you done much preparation for today?
No.
But you're here for fun?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Guys, obviously here for a laugh. What are you expecting?
Win. It won't be a fast time today, I don't think, but just hopefully pull through to the end, I reckon.
Every 15 minutes from 9 AM, waves of 350 people will be starting out from here to take on the course. But it's the Warriors in Wave 1 that will be fighting it out to see who can cross the line first in 2012.
Well, there are some very competitive campaigners who fancy getting their hands on this title. Second edition of this race, and competing is the man who was first across the line in Wave 1 12 months ago. Second from the right-hand side there, Ross McDonald, composed and ready to once again mount what he hopes will be a winning charge to the line.
This is the one to win, in it. London is the one everyone wants.
It's the big one, yeah. And last year, definitely my favourite course. It's the one I want to win. I've done some other big races this year, but this is the one I've been training for, gearing up for.
Well, there's 12,000 people here today, mate. How much would it mean to you to finish in the top 3? How much would it mean to you to win it?
Top 3 would be brilliant today, out of that many people. The main aim is to win, but just got to, top 3 out of that many people would be fantastic.
Well, Ross McDonald's aspirations are clear. So too this fella, Jonathan Albon. 22-year-old from Essex, a hugely experienced adventure racer, puts in a lot of miles on the road to get himself ready and get himself in shape.
these sorts of events, they just make running a lot more interesting, a lot more exciting, a lot more upper body strength as well, so a lot more rounded. Rather than just getting out on the tarmac and just pounding out some miles, you're actually sort of putting yourself up over stuff. Really good fun.
Ollie Williams is another to watch closely. He's actually the Tri-Nations champion. This event and this format visits all 4 corners of Great Britain, and he's come out so far as the overall king.
I did Cardiff and Nottingham this year, yeah, but I watched the London one on TV last year and it looked like it was worth having a go, so I thought I'd try that one out this year.
And what's your best result so far this year?
I came second in Cardiff, so that's the first time I've actually got on the podium for them, so top 3 I'm aiming for. If it's a win, then that'll be a bonus.
Well, they've talked the talk, but can they walk the walk? Now's the time to find out. Let's get over to the walker for the start of the race.
Thanks, Dean. So the first wave eagerly anticipated here. There will be a supercharged start and a drive to the first of the hay bales. The 2012 event is up and running with wave 1. Brilliant start by Dr. Hugo Gamal. He's the Tissot equaliser and he's setting the pace early on. Jonathan Alban there, just having a few problems with the hay bales. There is Gamal on the right-hand side, sharing a joke with Steve Westlake. And sooner or later, the big contenders will come to the fore. Second from the left, Ross McDonald now into his stride. It was a very, very fast start by Gamal, whose job is to determine the fastest courses of the series. Still leading at the moment with the hand gloves. Now Jonathan Alban coming over on the right-hand side. He's easy to spot. He's wearing the blue T-shirt. Just checked his watch, making sure he's in the right place at the right time in these early stages. Another glimpse of the start. You can see Gamal, the small figure in the centre of your picture, now just charging over the obstacles. Watch for Alban in the blue T-shirt. Runs past the camera, climbs up and actually slips back down. And that's why he lost a few seconds in the early stages of the first obstacle. A real look of intent on the face of Ross McDonald. Really wants this one. Said he'll settle for the top 3, but I think he wants the victory. Now back with the race in real time. Jonathan Alban, brilliant over this parkour course. He's so nimble and so fast, and he's already putting distance between himself and McDonald, who is in second place. Dried his hands there, Alban, before the monkey bars, showing all his adventure racing experience as McDonald goes through on the left-hand side. Now, this isn't as big as the Wall of Fame. Let's see how he gets on with this. Well, he's so fast over these obstacles. Not only is he a good runner, but as he took a glimpse over his shoulder, he'll be pleased with what he saw, because he's putting distance between himself and Ross McDonald every time he encounters an obstacle. And as Dean Macy said at the start of the show, there are 20 on this course. So McDonald has got a real battle on his hands here. Every 15 minutes, they clamber, claw and smile their way around this course. They'll be going all day. There's even a 5K in the dark tonight. Press-ups for those who make a mistake on the monkey bars. You can't get away with anything on this course and this event. A helping hand required for some over the smaller of the walls. And that will certainly be the case when they get to the big one at the end of 10 exhilarating and exhausting kilometres. Well, Ross McDonald looking ahead up the course, and as has been the case almost since the beginning of the race, it's the man in blue in form and in control at these stages. Over the scramble netting, yet again showing how quick he is at the obstacles. He's had a few smiles and winks, actually, at the army of marshals and assistants who've helped to create today's course. He's really doing this in the best possible spirit. There's another little grin. But this is the point at which these guys are absolutely soaked. And the wetter they are, the harder it becomes. Amazing amount of training from Alban, though, to help him cope with this stamina-sapping course. He's recorded 600 kilometres of running in the last 2 months. Nicky Palmer in third place, just exiting the water. Ollie Williams, the Tri-Nations champion, in fourth. Well, while the leaders contend with the middle and latter stages of the event and the course, one or two taking a tumble back at the start. Wave after wave making their way out through the tyres, into the water, and doing it all in the best of spirits. That's one way to ensure you're wet right at the beginning. Some brilliant fancy dress costumes as well.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. Not anymore.
Well, I'm sure he's enjoying it, really. It does test every muscle group, this event. Now, back with the leaders. Still Jonathan Alban in control, but Ross McDonald has closed the gap just a little bit here over the tyres. But Alban is so quick when it comes to tackling each of these obstacles, whether he's scrabbling on the ground or up in full flow. Great work by the cameraman to keep up with Ross McDonald there. In, through and over the car. He really has got a battle on his hands though, McDonald. Now they're back within the power station complex itself, and they get an opportunity to enter the iconic building. There's no time for sightseeing or photos. Sandbag on the shoulder, helmet on the head, and it's downhill towards the deceptive-looking hurdles. They might not be particularly high, but with that extra weight on the shoulder, it makes the jumping and the lifting of the legs that little bit more difficult. McDonald really needs to try and find an extra gear here, and as he starts to negotiate the hurdles, he'll glance to his right-hand side and see this fella not showing any sign of weakness just yet, working those quads up the hill. He'll be quite happy to offload the sandbag. McDonald making slightly heavier work of the last few hurdles than the leader. And you can hear with his breathing how hard he's working. The course definitely seems as though it's harder than it was 12 months ago, but that's the idea. It's an all-over body workout. And McDonald needs to dig deep here. Can he close the gap on our long-term leader, Jonathan Alban? Meanwhile, back at the start, they still keep on coming and still keep on smiling.
Well, there's plenty of energy being generated here at Battersea Power Station today, but can they keep it going right to the end? We shall find out in just a few minutes. Welcome back to London and the men's health survival of the fittest. With 20 obstacles and over 100 pieces of equipment packed into a 10,000 metre course, this really is an event that gives you an all-over workout like no other. And it's also a course that quite possibly saves the worst till last. Who will be the first to climb the wall and walk themselves into the history books? Let's rejoin Rob Walker and find out.
Well, the former Commonwealth decathlon champion from Melbourne made that final obstacle look very, very easy. It certainly won't be quite so simple for these guys after they've completed 10 gruelling kilometres and 20 obstacles. Jonathan Alban has pretty much led from start to finish. Wave 1 going along in style here, and everybody will be covered in mud and absolutely soaked by the time they get to this section of the course. But hopefully they'll still be smiling. Could be a grimace from the leader, but I think deep down he's very much enjoying it, and he's starting to put a real and genuine stranglehold on this race. This is Ross McDonald, who's been in second place all the way through. The ice bath, as Dean Macy was saying, pretty useful at the end of a race, but maybe not quite so welcome when you're halfway through. Alban has had the look of a winner all the way through. Still a long way to go, but McDonald was pretty clear that he wanted to finish in the top 3 here today. And there's no lack of effort or intent with the obstacles. So far, he just hasn't been quite as quick as our leader. Nicky Palmer, clear and away in 3rd place.
That's cool.
Obviously feeling the effects of the cold. I'm sure he'll be enjoying getting to the finish line, as will this fella, a new athlete in 4th place, Stuart Penman. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the course, the spirits are still high and they're still smiling.
Awesome. Fantastic. Awesome. Signing up for next year straight away.
Oh, well, there's a right way and a wrong way to do these obstacles, but as long as you get there in the end. Well, for these guys, it's not quite about winning, it's about getting round in one piece. And they all seem as though they're enjoying it so far. Back with the tyres, oopsie daisy. And now there aren't just one or two taking on the hurdles and the sandbags, there are dozens.
This sandbag is really heavy.
Are you enjoying it though?
Yeah, we're having a great time.
Well, you haven't got too long to go, so good luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
Dude, you look like you're struggling down that hill with that sandbag. Is that heavy?
Dean Macy? Not at all.
How's it feel? Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's heavier than I am.
It looks it, mate. How you feeling?
Good, good. Loving it, record pace.
Well, I don't know about you, but I found that quite hard. Good luck for the rest of the race.
Cheers, Dean.
Well, it's over, in between, under and through. You can see the creativity of the course designers. Still a long way to go, though, for these competitors, and even our leaders haven't reached the sanctity and the glory of the finish line just yet. They are creeping towards the ultimate challenge before the finish line, though. The Wall of Fame awaits. Jonathan Alban, commanding performance so far. One or two obstacles still to go before he gets to the 8-foot wall. But he's built himself a cushion and a lead. You do see it undone sometimes, though, when they come face to face with that eye-watering last obstacle. Alban is almost there. He's had the complete package today. He's had the speed in between the obstacles, and he's had the flexibility and the strength to negotiate them very, very quickly. Now, here's the big one. A little bit slow on the approach. Some try to go as quickly as possible and gain the momentum. Doesn't matter. He's through, he's there, and he is the champion. A really great performance. He was never challenged. That was really, really classy.
Jonathan, 2012 Men's Health Survival of the Fittest champion, but more importantly, London. Everyone wants to win this one. How'd you feel?
It's been really good. It's been awesome. Yeah, I've not done the Manchester ones or the other one, so it was really good to at least win one.
It obviously went well. Looking by the state of your shins and your knees, you committed to everything.
I guess you kind of have to commit to these sorts of things, because really, if you don't throw yourself into it, you're not going to get there.
Absolutely no disgrace whatsoever in Ross McDonald finishing second. He said he wanted the podium, and he's done just that. And completing the top three, a brilliant bronze for Nicky Palmer. Great performance from him.
Second place, bitter or sweet?
It's very sweet, I think. Yeah. Tougher course than last year. Obstacles were better, if anything. But I've got to be pleased with second there. Yeah, the guy who won is faster on the obstacles, faster runner. Can't compete with that.
We're just waiting for the athlete in fourth place to negotiate the wall. It's Stuart Penman, big tall figure, desperately trying to get one of his heels up. Now he's done it, surely he's there. He can see the funny side. Can he hang on? Oh, not this time. It really is a lot more difficult than it looks. Our first three made it seem pretty simple. Oh, and this is brilliant. A little helping hand from Ross McDonald, who came back round to the other side of the wall. And now we have our leading lady, Nicola Duncan, coming home in first place, and she looks as though she's enjoyed that.
Because they're loads of fun. They definitely added a different element to it, but it was a lot of fun, so I really enjoyed it. Really much tougher than the other ones because very muddy and wet, but really enjoyed it.
Well, as Dean Macy said at the beginning of the programme, plenty of mud and water for the 12,000 competitors here in the iconic backdrop of Battersea Power Station. Couldn't be better.
Girls, try and describe to us in a few words what that water's like.
Freezing! Oh.
In truth, I think your face says it all. You've got it all in your teeth. I don't want to say that, but you still wear it well.
Thanks, I'm glad.
You looking forward to the rest of the race?
It's got to be better than that.
Oh, yes! Girls, that was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I know nothing about Olympic diving, but I would give you 10, 10, 10 for that.
10, 10, 10!
Well, if you've never done a challenge like this, be under no illusion. It is very, very tiring.
Absolutely naked. Well, you have got an awful lot of obstacles to go, so I won't keep you.
Oh, little bit of a tumble there. And the Where's Wally crew is still smiling through the ice.
We promised you filth, we promised you cold, we promised you water. Have we delivered?
A little bit too much, maybe. I am dead tired and looking forward to that beer.
Funnily enough, everyone else says the same thing.
I know.
Well, before they get to drink the beer, they have to carry it. Well, the keg at least. Only for a few meters, but it still puts an unwelcome load on those shoulders. And they know the big one is looming and waiting for them just before the finish line. Now, we saw the leaders successfully negotiate this. But as the day goes on, it becomes more and more slippy out there. They need all the support they can get, both from the crowd and from each other. Come on, pull, push, and they've done it. A brilliant climax to a great day.
Man, that was fun.
How was it out there? Was the obstacles like you expected?
Harder. It was really fun though, like really fun. Good team thing to do.
How hard is that? Quite difficult. Really quite hard.
Well, there's no doubt great smiles and a great spirit. Far too much energy left at the end, but one or two didn't think they'd make it.
Looking at it at the beginning, I didn't think I would, but I guess you just take each obstacle as it comes and found the strength from somewhere.
So guys, how was that? First ever survival of the fittest?
First ever. I thought it'd be a walk in the park. It's only 10k, you know, not much exercise beforehand, but no, that is one hard course.
Well, if you wear the costume, you've got to deliver. Come on, Wonder Woman. Big pull. And luckily, she found some other superheroes to help out.
How's it been out there? Not bad. Different days working it.
Did you enjoy it that much?
Yeah, absolutely loved it. It was a ball. Had a really good time doing it.
Back in 2013, guys?
Without doubt.
Great to hear one or two are determined to come back and enjoy it once again. And in the meantime, the photos, the medals and the memories will take pride of place.
Since the series started back in Cardiff, over 25,000 people have taken on this wall. So it's a good job that it's made of stern stuff. Just like our competitors that have taken everything the Survival Series can throw at them and come out the other side with smiles on their faces. For the hardcore, the party and the racing will go on long into the night. But for now, from London, it's goodbye and we'll see you next time.